Steve Jobs, the visionary co-founder of Apple, transformed the world with his relentless drive for innovation and uncompromising pursuit of excellence. From humble beginnings in a garage, Jobs built one of the most valuable companies in the world, creating groundbreaking products like the iPhone, iPad, and MacBook that revolutionized technology and changed the way we live, work, and connect. But his journey was far from easy. Jobs faced numerous setbacks, including being ousted from his own company, yet he returned stronger, more determined, and even more innovative. His ability to anticipate the future, coupled with his unwavering belief in the power of design and simplicity, made him a global icon. In this story, we'll explore Steve Jobs' extraordinary journey, his struggles, triumphs, and the indelible mark he left on the world, demonstrating that true innovation often arises from adversity and an unyielding commitment to one's vision. Early life and the birth of Apple. Steve Jobs was born on February 24, 1955, in San Francisco, California, to two University of Wisconsin graduate students who put him up for adoption. He was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs, who provided a supportive environment for his early years. As a young boy, Jobs developed a fascination with electronics and mechanics, often working with his father in their garage. In 1972, Jobs graduated high school and enrolled at Reed College in Portland, Oregon, but dropped out after just one semester. Despite this, he continued to audit classes that interested him, such as calligraphy, which later influenced Apple's design philosophy. In 1976, Jobs, along with his friend Steve Wozniak, co-founded Apple Computer Inc. in the Jobs family garage. The pair created the Apple I, their first personal computer, which they sold to local stores. This marked the beginning of a remarkable journey that would forever change the world of technology, revolutionizing personal computing. After the success of the Apple I, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak quickly moved to develop the Apple II, a major leap forward in personal computing. Released in 1977, the Apple II was the first pre-assembled personal computer to become a major success in the market. It was groundbreaking in its design, featuring a color display, expandable memory, and a floppy disk drive, making it a far superior product compared to other computers at the time. The Apple II's success catapulted Apple into the spotlight, allowing them to raise the funds necessary to continue their mission of revolutionizing personal computing. Jobs, driven by his passion for design and simplicity, sought to create a product that would be accessible and intuitive for everyone. He didn't just want to build a computer, he wanted to change the way people interacted with technology. This vision pushed him to focus on not just functionality but the aesthetic experience. By the early 1980s, Apple was a rising star in the tech world, and the company continued to innovate. In 1983, Apple introduced the Lisa, the first personal computer to offer a graphical user interface SKY, a concept borrowed from Xerox parts. However, it was too expensive and didn't capture the market as anticipated. Jobs then shifted his focus to the development of the Macintosh, a more affordable personal computer that would bring the guy to the masses. In 1984, the Macintosh was released with a now iconic commercial directed by Ridley Scott that debuted during the Super Bowl, XVII. The Macintosh was revolutionary because it introduced an easy-to-use interface, with features like a mouse, and was built around the idea that technology should be accessible and personal. It marked a turning point in the computing industry, as it opened the door for future innovations in graphical interfaces. The success of the Macintosh laid the groundwork for the personal computer revolution, shaping the future of computing and helping to secure Apple's place as a leader in the tech industry. The creation of the Macintosh marked a pivotal moment in the history of computing, and it was driven largely by Steve Jobs' vision to make computers more accessible and intuitive for the average person. In the early 1980s, Jobs became fascinated with the graphical user interface, GUI. However, Xerox was not fully convinced of the commercial value of the GUI, leaving an opportunity for Apple to capitalize on it. Jobs, who had always been passionate about design, demanded that the Macintosh be both powerful and beautiful, breaking away from the boxy utilitarian designs of existing personal computers. He brought in a team of designers and engineers to create a machine that was user-friendly, with an intuitive interface and a compact design. The result was a revolutionary product that could compete with the larger, more expensive machines on the market. In 1984, the Macintosh 128K was launched. It featured a guy, a mouse, and an all-in-one design, which made it radically different from anything else available at the time. The launch was accompanied by the famous 1984 commercial directed by Ridley Scott, which aired during the Super Bowl XVII. The ad portrayed a dystopian world where a Big Brother figure represented the oppressive nature of traditional computing, with the Macintosh positioned as the tool to break free from conformity. This commercial is often regarded as one of the most iconic and successful ads in history. Despite these challenges, the Macintosh laid the foundation for Apple's future innovation, setting the stage for the company's continued commitment to creating user-friendly and aesthetically pleasing products. The fall from Apple and founding Next and Pixar. In the mid-1980 seconds, after the launch of the Macintosh, Steve Jobs began to clash with Apple's board of directors, particularly with John Sculley, whom Jobs had recruited as CEO. Tensions escalated over the direction of the company, and in 1985, Jobs was ousted from Apple, the company he had co-founded. This was a major blow to Jobs, who had invested everything into Apple's success. However, instead of retreating, Jobs used this setback as a springboard for new ventures. After leaving Apple, Jobs went on to establish Nextinc. In 1985, a company that focused on building high-end computers for the education and business markets. Next computers were ahead of their time, featuring powerful hardware and advanced software. However, their high price and niche market focus limited their commercial success. Despite this, Next played a significant role in shaping Jobs' future. The company's software, in particular, laid the foundation for the Mac OS X operating system that would later be used in Apple products. At the same time, Jobs made another groundbreaking move by acquiring the graphics group, which later became Pixar Animation Studios in 1986. Pixar initially focused on creating computer-generated visual effects for movies, and Jobs invested heavily in the company, becoming its largest shareholder. Pixar's big break came in 1995 with the release of Toy Story, the first fully computer-animated feature film. During the years away from Apple, Jobs underwent a transformation. His experiences with Next and Pixar honed his business acumen and refined his vision. He learned valuable lessons about leadership, innovation, and perseverance, which would play a critical role in his return to Apple. By the late 1990s, Jobs had set the stage for a remarkable comeback. Steve Jobs' journey from being ousted at Apple to founding Next and transforming Pixar was a period of immense personal growth and innovation. Although he faced setbacks, these ventures allowed him to refine his vision and leadership skills. His time away from Apple not only led to the success of Toy Story and Pixar, but also set the stage for his eventual return to Apple, where he would continue to revolutionize the tech industry. Jobs' resilience and unwavering belief in his vision would soon change the world once again, making him a true icon of innovation.